Greetings, dear friends. My name is Thomas Stevens. This is New Palace Talkies TV, MPT TV, TTFN, GTFO, AF. How best to convey authenticity and your genuine personality and the way that you genuinely feel on social media? Is it by selfies? Is it by, I don't know, dick pics? Is it possible? I don't know. But what's my idea? A half-baked fake television show that I've just invented. That's what I'm going to have a go at. I think what we're going to do going forward in the future is a little bit more interviews, investigative journalism, detecting. I think I'm going to have various co-hosts and celebrity guests that are going to get involved. I really dearly hope. But I think I also want to take try and hold myself a bit more accountable and be regularly kind of checking in a bit more of a public way. I feel like that might be helpful. I like it when I see people trying to really be connecting and genuine when they're on Instagram and the internet and shit. So hopefully I can do a bit of that. I'm about to release my next single on Sunday the 14th of July. But before I do that, this current single that I've got out is called Godfather. And yeah, I think I want to just sort of talk about what the feelings behind that. Some friends of mine were having a baby. And this was like so exciting and so thrilling for me. I was so blown away and excited and happy for them. And when I went to go and visit them, coincidentally, they had the baby that visit, which was, a bit of a surprising experience, kind of a nutty and mental thing, and really I shouldn't really have been there, but there we go. And they went to hospital and I stayed in their flat, and I remember being in there and going like, oh my god, this is so amazing, this is so crazy. They're going to have this baby and I'm so happy for them, and they're going to move away and I'm just never going to see them again, and that's the way that's going to be. I didn't think anything about that. They had the baby and my friend said to me, we'd like you to be the fairy godfather, we'd like you to be the godfather to our daughter. And this was like really blew my mind, and one reason for that was because to be shown a really simple gesture of affection and value in that way felt so bizarre. And the other thing was that I realised that was bizarre to feel that was bizarre. It's kind of normal for your friends to be nice to you and say nice things to you. I didn't know why I found that so weird. I didn't know why I thought that they were going to just take off, and it showed me how I was feeling, really. It showed me where I was at, and where I was at was not really in touch with myself at all. I think without noticing, I just sort of, got on this normalised spiral of cognitive dissonance with the way my life was going. That really started me on a sort of journey, I guess. That's a really crap way of describing it, I suppose, but it gave me the opportunity, I suppose, to be able to identify how I felt, what was going on, how I was doing and what was happening to me, where I was and who I was to other people. So anyway, and time went by, I went up to visit them, and I think that on the way back on the train, I got my phone out and just like wrote the whole song in a few minutes. And I guess it's dead simple and it's like dead autobiographical and on the nose, as opposed to a lot of the song, Caravan for Sale, for example, the previous single being a bit more obtuse and obscure and obfuscating. And it was, I felt really, I felt so like fucking like shy. I felt so shy and like shant up and sort of a bit embarrassed about like releasing it and kind of like saying those words, because that was being really vulnerable. Like that's kind of like the way I felt. And but of course it's lovely, I've said before that if you know, like, some people have like soul boxes, so they have like a box under their bed and they've got items in it, like their like shoes or like a trophy or like a photo of their family or something like that. And if they ever go mad, they'll like go and look in this box and they'll feel better because they'll remember who they are. And when I heard about that, I was like, it's just the weirdest thing ever. Like, if you go out with someone and then they're like, oh yeah, I've got a shoebox with like all my ex's like stuff in it. Not stuff, like stuff that reminds me of them, you know, that kind of thing. I don't have any of those things. And when I heard about that stuff, I was like, that's weird. I think that's weird. But of course it's not weird, it's totally normal, and it's completely, in fact, lovely. It's a nice thing, and I support anybody who does anything like that. But it's weird for me. I'd never had that idea. I'd never thought of doing that. And then I think after thinking about it for about 2 seconds, I realised, of course, all these songs are my soul box, and that's where that all goes. And if I go back to them, I go, oh yeah, right. Especially, you know, singing them and playing them live, it's like, oh yeah, this feeling, or like this part of life or something like that. And I think that, you know, I was really embarrassed about like putting out this song Godfather because it's so like obvious, like it was bait in a way. It was like, oh, I clearly like feel this way, and to be on the nose in that way is like kind of, I don't know, a bit scary, because I'm so grateful for that experience and for that I don't know, opportunity, and for that gesture, and any gesture. I think if anybody ever really drops irony, or like he's earnest with you and he's like really clear and honest with you and says like, oh no, that actually I actually value you, and this is a way that is undeniable and proves it. I don't know, that was such a powerful thing for me, and I suppose that's my way of saying it back, not just to those guys. And it's not really about that, it's like saying it to myself and trying to take that kind of love or gesture and take it seriously and making sure it's landed. And if I write a song or something that's just like about that and just has that in it, maybe that's it, maybe it works, that's it coming out again. And yeah, I suppose like going through that experience of like releasing that and putting it out there and saying, you know, this is the way that I feel, like, you know, this is something that happened to me in a very earnest way. Maybe that vulnerability is a good thing, and I suppose this is why I'm doing this. This is why I'm talking to you in this way, because I'm not like hiding behind any nonsense. I'm not hiding behind any, and instead, you know, showing you that actually I really care about this stuff or something like that. I think if you have loved ones, if you have people that you care about, to earnestly, unironically, clearly make yourself vulnerable near them and show them the way you feel about them, in my experience, has been one of the most powerful and kind of life-changing experiences. And I really hope to do more of that, and hopefully bits like this, I don't know, go some way to explaining that feeling or sharing that. Anyway, I think that's enough. I hope I said something of value. I hope that I said something that wasn't just total bullshit. I am sure that I did. Be good, boys and girls. Try your best. Thank you for watching this. I hope that there's something in there that you got something out of. And yeah, Sunday the 14th of July, Agape by New Palace Talkies, aka me, will be coming out. It's a real big banger. It's a bit more upbeat than flipping Godfather, which is not downbeat, but it's like a, you know, it's a little bit soppy, because I'm a soppy sod. I'm Sergeant Soppy Sod. I love you so much. It feels embarrassing. This has been Thomas Stevens, aka the New Palace Talkies, signing off for New Palace Talkies TV, TTFN, LMAO, LOL, AF. Goodbye.